Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video, we're going to break down the 13 things you will want to make sure to avoid on your next Universal Orlando vacation, because there's nothing worse than wasting time and money on your vacation. So we made sure to put together a list to help you avoid that. Make sure you stick around till the end, because like we said, you will want to be sure to be as prepared as possible for your next trip. I'm really excited for this video. Let's go get started. Okay, so tip number one of what to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando, make sure you do not skip Knockturn Alley. Now we're over at Diagon Alley here at Universal Studios Florida, and behind me is Knockturn Alley, of course, from the books and the movies. So if you do have a Harry Potter fan, make sure that you make your way over to Knockturn Alley. It's kind of hidden, however, it will bring you right to the books and the movies. Simply a must-do when over at Universal Studios Florida. Okay, tip number two of what to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando, don't skip downloading the Universal Orlando app. We definitely recommend downloading it before you even get to Orlando and you check into your hotel. And the main reason is it allows you more time to get familiar with it. And you'll see the Universal Orlando app is so useful on your Universal Orlando trip, just like it sounds, but specifically for those virtual queues, mobile ordering, wait times, and so much more. So make sure you download it and get as familiar as possible. So number three of the things to avoid here at Universal Studios, and that is not going to the shows. Now, many guests might not realize that Universal has some amazing shows. Our favorite is the Bourne Spectacular, as you can see behind me. This show is a great mix between live entertainment and some great technology. Definitely be sure to go check it out. Speaking of shows, make sure you download the Universal Orlando app. You're gonna see all of the show times. Make sure that you get to see everything else going on here in the parks. Don't skip them. I'm telling you, you're gonna really enjoy what Universal has. Okay, so tip number four of things to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando, don't carry your shopping bags around. That's right, if you're shopping for merchandise inside the parks, you don't have to carry them around up to 2 hours before the park closes, actually. You can get your merchandise shipped to the main store here at City Walk. That will allow you to kind of enjoy your day, still shop for all that great merchandise inside the parks. Then when you're leaving the park later at night, you come to the store, pick your bags up, and then head over to the parking garages or go back to the hotels, whatever works best for you. But again, it's just another great tip, avoid carrying those bags throughout the day. Okay, number five of things to avoid at Universal Orlando, and that is going on the outdoor rides in the afternoon. That's right, go on the outdoor rides in the morning when possible. Now, of course, one of the main reasons for all my Florida locals, you guys already know the tip and trick, it's because Florida has been known not only to have very warm days, but for rain in the afternoon. Now, of course, when it rains, right, you're not gonna wanna go on those outdoor rides. Not only that, if there's thunder and lightning in the area in a 5-mile vicinity, some of the outdoor rides will be closed. So again, get them out of the way in the morning, and then if it does rain in the summer, when it does rain, you will be able to go on all those indoor rides in the afternoon, get back to the outdoor rides at night, enjoy your night, go off the right way. Okay, tip number 6 of what to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando, make sure you don't feel pressured into buying the Universal Express Pass. I can't tell you how many families call me up and say, Mike, I heard I have to get the Express Pass to get on every ride. The truth is, every family is different. What I would say is, think about what rides you really want to get on. What are the most important rides for you and your family? For instance, some of the most popular rides are not even included with the Express Pass, such as the Velocicoaster, Hagrid's Magic Creatures Motorbike Adventure. So in that case, if like those are your 2 must-do rides and everything else is, hey, just a cherry on top, then maybe you're better off with Early Park Admission, which is included for those 2 rides. So that's our tip of what to avoid. All right, number 7 on our list of things to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando. And for this one, we're gonna give a huge shout out to your Universal Orlando tickets. And the tip is, don't come and buy your Universal Orlando tickets at the gate. Make sure you buy your Universal Orlando tickets in advance. Now, not only is this gonna save you a couple bucks, because buying online is always cheaper than buying at the gates, however, it will save you time, and I think that's the most important thing. Specifically, it will also give you time to figure out what is the best fit Universal Orlando ticket for you. Now, of of course, if you want to go over to Volcano Bay, you're going to pick the 3-park ticket, including Volcano Bay. And we can't forget our Harry Potter fans. Truthfully, fan or not, the park-to-park ticket will allow you on the Hogwarts Express, which is truly an amazing ride, and that might be the best fit ticket for you. However, what we find is just buying them in advance, giving some thought to what is the best fit ticket for you is always best. Okay, so tip number 8 of things to avoid here at Universal Orlando, and that is skipping Volcano Bay. Now, many guests might not know that Volcano Bay is one of the best theme parks and one of the best water parks. Actually, in my opinion, it is the best water park here in Orlando, and it can be upgraded and added to your ticket and have the 3-park ticket at a really, really affordable price. So if you are looking for those beach vibes, days by the pool, lazy river vibes, definitely be sure to go and check out Volcano Bay. Again, in my opinion, it is going to be a blast. Everyone will have fun, and that is something we don't want you to miss. All right, tip number 9 of what to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando: keep an eye on your dining reservations. And what we mean is, I know everyone has a schedule and you like to have lunch and dinner reservations around the same time that you would at home. However, don't miss out on an opportunity to get on a ton of rides during the middle of the day. Not only that, but maybe plan a dinner reservation over at City Walk for a little bit later over at night after the parks close, especially if traveling during the off-peak season. If the parks close at 6 or 7 o'clock, wait and maybe go to one of the restaurants at City Walk. You could check out the Chocolate Emporium, or you can go over to the Hard Rock, or my personal favorite, Cowfish. That's just another great way to get more out of your day in the parks. Plan your meals a little bit later when the parks close. So number 10 on the list of things to avoid here at Universal Studios Florida, and we will say avoid going on water rides if you do not want to get wet. Now, this might seem like an obvious one. However, we want to point out that you will absolutely get soaked if you go on any of these 3 rides. We have Popeyes, we have Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, and then we have Jurassic Park Water Adventure. Now, of course, again, it's completely up to you. If you like getting wet, you can go for it. You can see I don't enjoy getting wet when I'm in the theme park, so much so that I'm not even standing near a water ride right now, just to make sure that I avoid that. So again, if wet socks, soggy shoes are not your thing, you're going to want to avoid the water rides. But listen, again, in the summer, who knows, maybe you'll want to go on them. Okay, so number 11 of things to avoid at Universal Studios Florida, and we would say riding Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey if you get motion sickness. Now, for this one, we're over at Diagon Alley. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is in Hogwarts Castle over at Hogsmeade. However, we just wanted to mention, if you do get motion sickness, you might want to avoid this ride because you will get motion sickness. I can tell you, it's one of the things that kind of sucks about growing up. I'm a millennial, I'm getting there. I can't go on this ride anymore. There are a lot of rides at Universal that might give you a little motion sickness because there's so many screens. However, this one in particular, we did just want to make sure we mentioned, and that is number 11 on the list. Okay, and speaking of getting on your favorite rides early, tip number 12, and that is don't use early park admission. What we're saying is make sure you can use early park admission when you do have access to it. And of course, here at the Park Prodigy, you already know we love early park admission. It is included with all of our Universal Orlando tickets. And the main reason why we talk about it so much is because it really can give you that much more of an edge getting on all your favorite rides, specifically the most popular rides such as Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, the Velocicoaster, and of course Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. So take advantage of the extra time in the parks. We always recommend to go at Hagrid's Magical Creatures. However, it's your time, your extra hour in the park. Use it however you would like. That's tip number 12. Okay, so tip number 13, things to avoid when visiting Universal Orlando. Don't go on the first ride you see when you walk into the park. The main reason is because everyone's doing it. If you walk into the park and you go right behind me, this Despicable Me, that's gonna lead to really, really long wait times in the morning. If you do want to go on this ride, come back a little bit later at night. It's the same tip for over at Islands of Adventure. Don't go on the first ride you see because for the most part, everyone's doing it. I will say the one caveat to this, and the one time we will make the exception, is if you're getting your tickets from us and you do have early park admission, then go on the first ride you see because it's going to be really, really low wait times. All right, bonus tip number 1, and that is don't pay full price for your photos. Did you know that Universal actually has a photo pass? Now they sell it in 1 or 3 days. And Universal Studios, all 3 parks, they actually have 35 different locations that you can get photos at. Now the 1-day pass starts at $75 with the 3-day pass starting at $95. Now as you can see, $75, $95 for 35 different locations. That's a great deal and one you shouldn't pass up on. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the 13 best things to avoid here at Universal Studios Orlando. Now, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that you're gonna do a couple of the opposite things, or the opposite of the things we said to avoid in this video. I really do hope you did find this video helpful. And if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando vacation, specifically if some of the stuff we spoke about in this video sounds good to you, if you want that early park admission, if you want some park plans to make sure you have a priority list going into your day, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. We do have a bunch of free vacation planning tools. We have essentially everything you need to be as prepared as possible for your next Universal Orlando trip. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.